Once upon a time, in a small village, there lived a kind shoemaker and his wife. They were very poor and struggling to make a living. The shoemaker worked hard, but his shoes were simple, and people rarely bought them. One evening, with heavy hearts, they decided to make one last pair of shoes and use the last piece of leather they had. The shoemaker cut the leather and left it on the workbench, hoping for a miracle the next day. To their amazement, when they woke up the next morning, they found a pair of exquisitely crafted shoes on the workbench. These shoes were unlike anything they had ever seen, and they were perfect in every way. The shoemaker and his wife were puzzled but delighted. The shoemaker took the shoes to the market, and in no time, a customer bought them at a high price. With the money, he bought more leather to make more shoes. Each night, he left the leather on the workbench, and every morning, he found another marvelous pair of shoes made. Curious to know who was helping them, the shoemaker and his wife decided to stay up all night and hide in the shop. As the clock struck midnight, tiny, magical elves appeared out of nowhere. They were adorable and had pointy ears, wearing tiny clothes and shoes. The elves started to work with great enthusiasm, using their tiny hands to craft the shoes with incredible skill. While working, they sang joyful songs, making the atmosphere magical. The shoemaker and his wife watched in awe as the elves transformed the leather into beautiful shoes. Filled with gratitude for the elves' kindness, the couple decided to repay them. The shoemaker's wife got an idea and quickly sewed a set of tiny clothes and shoes for the elves. They left the little gifts on the workbench before hiding again. The next morning, when the elves arrived, they discovered the surprise. They were thrilled with the thoughtful gifts, and their happiness knew no bounds. From that day onwards, the elves continued to help the shoemaker secretly, and his business thrived. The shoemaker and his wife were forever grateful for the kindness of the magical elves. They lived happily, selling the finest shoes in the village, thanks to their little mysterious friends. And so, the tale of the elves and the shoemaker reminds us that a little act of kindness can bring magical rewards and joy to our lives.